a framework around stress, which is stimulus, gap, and response. And Viktor Frankl talks about this, and he's a Holocaust survivor who wrote a fantastic book that I recommend to so many people, which is Man's Search for Meaning. And he says this, that between every stimulus and response, there is a space. And it is in that space that we have the power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. I love that quote because what it tells us is that we have power, that when we face a stimulus, that stressful event, right? The relationship challenge, the bill in the mail, or whatever it is, that's the stimulus. And between that stimulus and our response to it, the story that we start to create, the stress that we start to feel, all of that is a gap. There's a little bit of a moment where we have an opportunity to respond differently or to choose which way we want our response to go. Now, the first thing in this is to notice and to create the gap. Okay, so you get that stimulus, you start to feel the heart rate rising, you start to get tense, and you may typically kick into, oh my gosh, this is bad, I don't know how to handle this. You start to catastrophize. What I'm going to ask you to do in that moment is just to notice what's going on in your body. Pay attention, get aware of what's happening in your body, get out of the story up here. That's going to create just a little bit of a gap. The second thing is once you've got that little bit of space, to start regulating your nervous system. Now you could do this by doing a quick breathing exercise like box breathing, etc. You can then start to relax your shoulders. Notice if you've got any tension in your jaw, letting the body relax. And what that's going to do is it's going to send signals to your brain that everything's okay. It's going to help move you out of fight or flight into a more relaxed state. And the truth around this is that when the body signals that I'm safe, the mind does follow. Now, let's go on to step 3. After you've created some space, you've now started to regulate your nervous system, you can actually get into reframing what you're experiencing. How do you reframe it? Well, I encourage you to start asking yourself some questions. And so you can ask yourself questions like, well, what else could this mean? Versus what you've immediately interpreted it as meaning. You can also ask yourself something like, how could I use this energy, this what feels like stress, all of this energy that you're having, to move forward? But it's important to remember what we're trying to do in the question asking is to reframe it and keep ourselves engaged in curiosity, which keeps us out of fear, catastrophizing, and more stress.